It's day 10 and we have a problem. So while I was knitting on the Nutiden stripy thing, so I'm sitting on the couch, which is right here, and my Nutiden stash is in this box right in front of the couch. And I was looking at my piece of fabric, and I could see like dark and moody colors, intense color, not vibrant, but like, yeah, dark and intense. And I was looking at this, and all I could see, I don't know if you can tell that, but white, light gray, and pastels, except for this one. And I started to realize the second part, or not even the half. The first quarter of the blanket is going to look like this, and the rest is going to look totally different. Because for some reason, all the small leftovers I had were in this palette, and the bigger small plates are in this type of light colors. I have a few exceptions. So this one is fading into, it's a little bit blown out. This one is fading into a dark gray, so that can work, but it's not a color. It's dark, but it's not a color. And this one is fading from a brown. Can you see that? Not really. The sun just came out. No. It's fading from a brown to a very dark pinkish burgundy, kind of similar to this one, but a bit more pink and less saturated. That's the word I was looking for, saturated. So I just have those two that are not in this type of very white colors, and this one, this gold plate. And then I also have something else inside this box. So here I have my colorwork blanket that I stopped working on because I just burned out on it. I just did too many hexagons. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looks like. But I have 4 hexagons left to do. And I'm using those colors. Yeah, this bright blue and this black. And I am going to have leftovers, but I don't want to like use those into the blanket, this one, until I'm sure of how much I'm going to need to finish this colorwork blanket. So I cannot start using those colors yet. But those are my 2 options for bright, saturated, dark colors. I mean dark, kind of. And I think that's all. And then I have this red, but this is too bright. But then that's it. So I'm a bit not sure what to do, because I know I'm not going to have enough yarn to finish the blanket anyway. And I also thought I don't really want to use one of those pastels to do the border because it's not going to go well with this. So I think I have to acquire more yarn if I want to have a blanket that makes sense. Because even if it's like a scrappy, stripy thing, I still want the thing to make sense. I don't want to have like a dark, moody, saturated side and then a bright pastel side on the other side. It's just not what I want. So I think I'm going to try to make work what I have. And I'm going to divide this one in like 3 or maybe even 4 smaller stripes. I don't think I can do 4, so 3 smaller stripes, which is good because I have a similar ochre tone here and here. So it is going to make sense if I have those colors repeated throughout the blanket. And then I'm just going to hope it's not going to look weird that I have so many kind of white tones. They are not white. This one has a little bit of neon green and neon magenta in it. It's going to be impossible to see, but yeah. And this one is just gray, but it's leaning beige. And this one, it has orange and blue. Yeah, it's a bit special. So they are not white, but whatever, you get what I mean. I'm going to try to make it work, but it means I'm not sure I can use everything I have here because I'm probably going to have to like divide the whites and pastels I have here into other darker colors that I don't have yet. Which makes me think I'm probably going to have to either buy more yarn sooner than I expected, which means before the end of the year, which would be super annoying because I want to get my stash down and the end mark for this is the end of the year. Or I'm going to have to pause this project until next year so that I can buy more yarn to continue doing it in a way that pleases me, which is kind of the same because then I'm not going to be able to get my stash down because I cannot knit anymore. So yeah, all the stash doesn't get down. But I don't know what I will do yet. I'm thinking about it and we'll see what I decide. But yeah, I have a few stripes left to do anyway, and it's going slower and slower because I'm more interested to knit on the Switch Shop than on this one. So maybe I will just naturally not use everything by the end of the year and not even have to like force myself to either buy more yarn or not knit on this one. We'll see. But yeah, that's the current situation.
Santa, I've been good this year. Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas lights.
Hi, it's day whatever, I don't know. And behind me is a brand new closet? No, wardrobe? Une penderie. That I just bought off Facebook Marketplace, and right now it's empty. I mean, almost. I have a luggage down here. And I need to fill it up with my clothes that you can see in the reflection of the mirror here. And wait, I have this rack of clothes that I have moved into the living room for now because I didn't have the room anymore in the bedroom, and I need to move all of this into the thing. And I'm showing this to you because it's actually knitting related, because my knits are hanging there, literally. And yes, I hang my knits, fight me. So those are my summer tops, t-shirt stuff, and here I have, no, summer tops, t-shirts, and then I have dresses, skirts, stuff. And my sweaters are actually here, and I hang them as well, but they are folded in this way I'm gonna show afterwards. But I have a second story, and I hang the hangers with a little bit of a rope thing to the hanger on the top, because they take too much space width-wise. However, in the new wardrobe, I bought it because of this, because here I have two stories, things, bars, where I can hang the hangers, and that's gonna be awesome, because I also have a few sweaters left here, so those are hand-knit sweaters, and I didn't have the room to hang them on the rack before, but now I will, so I'm super excited, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you the whole process. Maybe I can do a time-lapse or something. And yeah, that's tonight's program. I didn't have a lot of time to knit today because I had stuff to do. I realized I didn't even open the jam calendar. I did think about it, but then I had already eaten my breakfast. So there was no point in opening the jam if I wasn't going to eat it. So tomorrow I'm going to open 2 of them. But right now, I need to sort this new situation.
None of them help, I still feel blue. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I don't need a fancy watch. You can give the elves a break. No, you can't make it in the shop. You can't put it on your sleigh. You know me so well that nobody else can do what you do. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I just wanna fall in love. wrapping paper, your ribbon and bow. I don't need that extra stuff. Oh, I just wanna fall in love. Santa, I've been good this year. Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas lights. You know me so well, and nobody else can do what you do. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I just wanna fall in love. Fall in love. Just wanna fall in love.
Silent night, I only have one wish for the shooting star. Holy night, send me someone to love so I can hold their hand while we're ice skating around the tree in Central Park. Kiss them under the mistletoe. Oh, I want a Christmas kind of spark. Santa Claus.
We need to talk about my switch up. I have stuff to say. So as you can see, I'm doing kind of a weird thing here because, well, my initial plan was to work my way as like one square, then a bigger square, then a bigger square, so that I wouldn't have stuff hanging around like this because I don't like this shape. However, I realized one of the squares, so there are two types of square, you have to cut the yarn not 2 times because of the 2 colors, but 3 times because you have to pick up, cut the yarn, and then join the yarn again. That's super annoying. And there are already a lot of ends to weave in because, well, every time you have a contrasting color, you have to cut the yarn, so you have 2 ends. And every time you have the main color, it's also 2 ends. And then there's even more ends than that, and I'm like, no thanks. I have been weaving my ends in as I go, so they are mostly all woven in. But still, it's super annoying. Weaving in the ends is not even a problem, I just don't like cutting my yarns. And there's definitely no way to not cut the yarn when you do this pick-up thing. However, when you finish one of those squares, the main color, maybe I should hold it like this. When you finish the main color here, you're supposed to cut the yarn and then start over in contrast color, work your way up, and then join the main color again. But you join here, where you have just, I'm attached to 2 balls, so it's a bit difficult to show. You join at the corner where you just cut before. So what I'm doing is I'm not cutting the main color when I finish this part, and I'm still attached to the main color here, so the black, even though I am working with the contrast color, the orange in this case, which is super annoying because then I have 2 working yarns attached and it's, difficult to manage. But that way I don't have to cut this, and when I finish this piece of contrast color, I can just continue with this one. So that's a lot less ends to weave in, which is good. But it means I have to work like this in long strips, and I'm going to continue on this strip probably until I run out of this ball, or maybe before because I don't need it to be that high. But yeah, whatever. So that's the yarn management solution I have come up with. It's annoying, but it's less annoying than having to cut the yarn that many times. So that's one thing. Now the second thing is, I don't know if you can tell, but the white triangle here, so this is the one where I used Nutiden leftover that had been blocked and unraveled, so it was very kinky and squished down. And Nutiden is an unspun yarn, so once it's blocked, the quality of the yarn really changes. You cannot really get it back to how it was before. So I held it with a fingering weight sock yarn, hoping I would get the same gauge, but I don't know if you can tell, but this white triangle is much bigger than everything else I have. When I lay it flat, it's making like a dome. It's not laying flat because this triangle is too big. But if I want to unravel this one, I need to unravel this one too, which is not too bad, but it's annoying. And I don't want to do that. But I think it's gonna bother me too much. So I'd rather just bite the bullet now, be a big girl, unravel this square so that I can start over this one. This is the situation. I'm showing this to you now because I think, so tonight I'm gonna go to my local yarn shop to give a sock knitting course, and I'm probably gonna be knitting on this while I give the course, or maybe not, I don't know, but there is a chance I might. And I think I'm gonna have to unravel this because I don't have the next color, because Mr. Things hasn't picked it out, so I cannot do the next square here. So I think I'm gonna unravel this. Or maybe not. This is just up in the air, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just too big. And also the fingering weight I use is lighter than the knitted end, so it's making the white triangle pop out even more, and it's already a bit too white compared to the other colors. And on top of that, I messed up when I did the main color triangle on top of it, and it's missing 4 rows, so it's too small. So yeah, so many reasons to unravel, so I think I'm gonna unravel, but yeah, that's the situation with the switch up. Other than that, I'm super happy. I want to work only on this because I enjoy this one more than the garter stitch thing, but I want to get my stash down, so I'm still knitting on the other one as well.
Santa Claus, do you know Cupid sent his arrow straight to my heart? A waterfall in love this Christmas. Santa, that would be the greatest gift of all. Turtle doves and all my favorite things come in sets of 2. So does love. Send me someone I can talk to. We'll share stories about childhood memories of Christmas past. Chestnuts on an open fire and another log to make it last. We'll build Frosty the Snowman and dance along with the Christmas band, and then we'll frolic like 2 old lovebirds walking around a winter wonderland. Santa Claus, do you know Cupid sent his arrow straight to my heart? A waterfall in love this Christmas. Santa, that would be the greatest gift of all. Send me an extra stocking to hang next to me on the wall. Santa, send me
Hi. It's already the end of the week. That went by so fast. But also, I did so many things. And yesterday night, I had some friends come over for a game night. You probably saw that I took one footage of that. And we went to bed at like 2 in the morning, so I'm quite tired. But it's fine. I had a good night's sleep. We slept in this morning, so I'm fine. But I'm tired. And I'm also talking quietly because Mr. Things is taking a nap and I don't want to wake him up. And also I feel self-conscious because he's usually not there when I film. But hopefully he's not gonna come out while I talk to you. Anyway, I have a few things to tell you about. I want to show you the progress of this week. So let's start with my knitted end blanket. I finished this color changing stripe. This one took ages. There was so much of this color. First of the color change and then of the like teal blue. And then I finished this white stripe while, this is the wrong side, while we were playing yesterday, so that was fun. It went by a lot faster because I was doing something else. And I just started the next stripe here. I decided to use up one of the big plates I had of the light blue, and I wound up, this is like 43 grams. So I want to have a big stripe. Because of this one I had 34 grams, so I should have a slightly bigger stripe. Because the color that comes after that I don't have a lot of, so it's going to be a thin stripe. So yeah, I'm kind of managing the size of my stripes like this, and hopefully it should blend nicely. Because I had the blue, kind of a light teal down here, so I figured having a light blue up here would go nicely with this one. We'll see. I really love this color. This one was gifted to me by a knitting friend of mine, And it's so lovely. I think it's my favorite one so far. And it's making me so excited for the blanket again because I love knitting this one. So yeah, that's going smoothly and it's looking so good. And I'm so excited. And it's so warm already. Yeah, this is going well. And those are my leftovers so far. My little nuggets. I don't have much left. Yeah, small little nuggets. This one looks big, but it's very airy. Those little bits here and there, this one, and this one is a bit bigger, but my rows are getting longer, so I have bigger leftovers. So that's good, and I don't know what to do with them. I did consider at some point putting them in the other blanket, but it's too small, unless I do like a stripy triangle, which I could do. Yeah, whatever, I don't know, but this is here. And I think that's all for the knitted and blanket, so let's talk about the switch up. I am finishing up a square, so this is what it's looking like. I'm continuing the stripe on the side, and I did finish re-knitting this one and this one, and I'm so happy I did because it's so much better with just the white knitted end without the fingering weight held with it. It's just, the gauge is better, the look is better, everything is better. I'm just so happy I did that. And I just did this one this morning. I'm gonna have another, so the next one, the color is already picked, it's this light blue. And then I'm gonna stop the strip and use the rest of this ball to start the next strip here, attached to this one, and hopefully when I get to the end of the strip, I should be at the end of the ball. And then I can continue like this, the other strips. But yeah, I'm really, really liking this. I enjoyed this project so much, but the tragedy is that it's quickly going to be not portable anymore, because for now it is, and I did time myself, kind of. It takes me 25 to 30 minutes to do a triangle, a base triangle. I think this one go a little bit faster, but yeah, 25 to 30 minutes. So it's a good portable project because I don't have to have a lot of yarn with me, and it takes ages, but soon it won't be possible. And I also stopped weighing the yarns I'm using because it was kind of killing the joy. Because every time I wanted to start a new square, I was like, oh no, I haven't weighed the yarn, so I couldn't start, and it was frustrating. And then I was, for example, if I'm on the go and I just finished a square and I want to start a new one and I didn't think to weigh the yarn before leaving home, then I'm like, do I start the square or not? And yeah, it was getting ridiculous, so I just decided to stop. And I'm not gonna know exactly how much yarn I have in this, but it's fine. It's okay, I'm not gonna die. And I can show you. So this is the bag of the colors I have already used up. So those two are the same, but it's just that I have a lot of this color, so yeah. And this one I think I'm gonna take out because I'm not using it anymore, since I'm not holding it anymore with the knitted end. So the bag looks very full, but it shouldn't. But yeah, this is what I have already used, and this is what I still have to use up. So this is the one I'm gonna do afterwards. So it's getting relatively empty. I think I'm like 2/3 of the way there. And once I have used all the color once, I'm gonna transfer all the colors again into this one and start over the cycle, still asking Mr. Things to pick the colors. And I don't know how much time I'm gonna be able to start over, but I think those ones I can only do 2 triangles with. But a lot of them I can do 3, if not 4, sometimes even 5 squares. So for sure I will have colors that have more triangles of at the end of the blanket, but since I'm working in strips anyway, I don't know if it's gonna make a difference or not, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna have more colors, more of some colors than others, but it's okay, it's a blanket. And I did think of something for the border, so you may remember I took out those at the very beginning because I had 4 of them, 4 and a little nuggets left over, and I figured it was a bit too much to have, like, I would have maybe 20 of those triangles in the blanket, so that was not what I wanted. So I decided to take them out, but I could make the border in that, because I do have a few reds I have this one, and I have one that I already put in, so there is red in the blanket. It's not the same, but there is some. And since I have 4 of these, I think it's enough to do the border. So I could do that. But I could also, since I'm gonna have very various amounts of leftovers because none of my minis are multiples of how much yarn I need for each triangle, I'm gonna have a lot of leftovers. So I could also do the border with all the leftovers. Pretty sure I'm gonna have enough of that. I don't know yet. Those are my 2 options. If you have another suggestion, I'm all ears. But for now, those are what I'm thinking about. And I think that's it. Oh no, I also wanted to mention, so the first week I did 5 squares. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I think in the thumbnail I also have this one because I knit on it while I was editing or rewatching the vlog. So I don't know in what week to count it, but let's count it in the first week. So in the first week I did 6 squares, the first 6 here. And this week I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna do a 6th one while I rewatch the vlog. The vlog is pretty short though, so I'm not gonna have the time to finish it, but yeah, let's count it. And I have reknit this one and this one. So that's, yeah, 7 to 8 squares this week. So 1 more, but I did knit less on this one, for sure. So that's good, I'm on track. Maya from the future, I am currently watching back the Vlogmas and I have a problem. So I have wound up the cake here of the next mini I want to use. And so as a reminder, this is milled by someone who used to own a mill, but now the brand doesn't exist anymore. It's Olan. And so it's handmade like not by industrials, but by a single person that's just doing stuff by herself. And it's very thick. It's much thicker than the other mini I have used in this mini set, which is this one. So this is already quite bulky. It's definitely thicker than the other DK weights I have used, but it was still fine. But this one is definitely thicker, like so thick that I'm fighting the stitches. It's actually hurting my hands to knit on this with 2 strands on 4mm, and yeah, it's impossible. It feels like cardboard. It's horrible. So I think I'm gonna have to use it single, but then it's gonna be quite thin. But for example, this one is whole super soft held double, and it's definitely thinner than all the other ones. So I think the thickness of this single is going to match this one. So that's fine. However, if all the minis in this set have different thicknesses, am I gonna have to like hold some of them double and hold some of them single? But like this one is very thick, so it's fine if I hold it single, but maybe I'm gonna have one that's gonna be between this one and this one, and it's gonna be like too thick to hold it double, but too thin to hold it single. I'm so annoyed. So yeah, this is a problem for later, but for now, I'm just gonna rip this back and hold it single, and hopefully it will work out. And I'm not looking forward to trying to use the other minis, but yeah, again, that's a problem for later. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I will let you go back to present Maya. And next week, I'm gonna have a lot of like transportations, or how do you say that? Trajets. Des trajets. I forgot the word. Because I have to work a lot and I have to go to places, and I'm gonna take the bus and the train mostly. So I'm gonna have a lot of knitting time, but as I said, this won't be portable anymore soon. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to knit on this during all the knitting time I'm gonna have next week, or if I'm gonna focus on the gift knit, because I have a lot of those as well. So I don't know, we will see. But that's gonna be for next week, so definitely subscribe if you don't want to miss that. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I had a lot of fun doing it. Since I don't film a lot each day, and this time I managed to edit a little bit beforehand, so I didn't do all the editing today. It was a little bit more chill, so I really enjoyed it. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna continue for weeks 3 and 4, we will see. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. I hope you are making good progress on your advent knitting, gift knitting, all of that. And yeah, hope to see you again next time. Happy knitting. I love you.